Hello everybody, Sleeping Comics here. Another great week of comic collecting. This week I want to talk a little bit about different pickups I've had. This is kind of a funny one. I was going through my Avengers, you'll see why that in a couple seconds, and then I found these three Invincible Iron Man number 9s, which, as you know, is the first appearance of Riri Williams. And so that's exciting to find these, like finding gold. One of them is in really good shape. I think a couple others are probably VF, near mint VF, near mint minus maybe. So exciting one. I think this Wandavision week, and I'm going to talk about that, we got to see a lot of Monica Rambeau. We got to see her, what happened to her mother. Obviously, super spectacular opening. We got to see all the people come back from the blip. Which reminded me, I got this one late last week. It's not the best copy, but such an iconic cover going forward. Endgame was such a great movie. And who would have thought that you'd actually see this in the movies? I mean, such an incredible cover. But really, a lot of discussion this week surrounds WandaVision. And I haven't mentioned a lot. I've really enjoyed it. The first 3 episodes were, slow. And I know there's a lot of funny people have mentioned, hey, Marvel, remember, we're not afraid of car chases. We like big explosions, But this episode was the big payoff. Sorry, spoiler alert. And there's two kind of pieces that, obviously it's super interesting to see what's happening outside of the Wanda Westfield bubble or whatever. But two things that were, or not necessarily two things, multiple things that I thought of during the show. Number one, the kind of main core character was Monica Rambeau. This is a new actress. I'm not familiar with her, and I think she did a great job. And it reminds me of what the MCU has done so well, and that's they are just able to find the right actor or actress for the role, because she was great. We don't know what's going to happen with her, or I kind of think we know what's going to happen with her, but that, and that, of course, bodes well because they're going to introduce a ton of new characters over the next couple years. Another thing to note is that we hadn't seen any MCU for years, literally 2 years, because of the COVID situation. So this is super exciting, and I really liked it, and I think the show is going to pick up from here, and who knows where it's going to take us. This is the book everybody knows about. Number 7 is the cameo. There is a second print with her face right here that you can, I actually hadn't sold. I think I even sold it for $10 years and years ago. So if you can get it, they're spendy. But if you look at, again, how well they have cast and used Monica Rambeau so far, if you project that forward to Riri Williams, looks good. Okay, so let's talk more specifically about Monica Rambeau. We learned some stuff about her. Her first appearance, I'll put it up here, was in Spider-Man. And then she has these other 2 keys. She becomes Photon, which we saw was the call sign for her mother. And then she ends up becoming Spectrum. So in this Avengers Unplugged number 5 here, I have a couple of them here. I've been specking on this for a while. She becomes Photon. And this Mighty Avengers number 1 is one to look for. This is where she becomes Spectrum here. I wonder if they're just going to skip over the Photon one here and move right to Spectrum. But we don't know. This will be, we don't know. But she got this role here, and I think she'll be one of those characters that we'll just, be seeing here and there. Will she probably be in Captain America or Captain Marvel 2? Yes, I bet you she would. And then if you fast forward and just look where they might take it, it ends up, taking us to the 1610 universe, the Ultimate Universe, which she forms this team here the Ultimates team with Captain Marvel, America Chavez, Blue Marvel, Black Panther. Do they try to do something like this? I don't know. Maybe. I think the Ultimate Universe is going to get some play. And the reason for that, of course, is the significance of Miles. We've already seen some of that in play out in Into the Spider-Verse, but in the MCU, are they going to actually show the Ultimate Universe then? And I think it's interesting. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, but I think Spectrum as a character going forward, they already have her introduced. I'm sure they're watching the reaction from the fans, and at least from the beginning here, I think it's really, really good. So the other significant person that had a role in the latest WandaVision was Jimmy Woo. And I guess completely didn't realize that was Jimmy Woo in Ant-Man and Wasp. Maybe someone else saw that, or I just did not catch that at all. And so let's look at it just like we looked at it the other week of what does them, meaning the MCU, having this character front and center in multiple places now mean? It means, we know Shang-Chi's coming. It means this team is in one shape or form is probably coming. I'll link it below and I'll link it up above here. A video on New Agents of Atlas, but he's kind of the director theory of the New Agents of Atlas, and seeing him and, we'll probably get to see him grow and promote, he's in the FBI now in this show, but we'll see him grow and probably get some sort of role and then take over this team. That increases the value of this book. These books are not that expensive still. I think you can go and grab them. I would go and grab them. The other thing that I just wanted to note, which I've been reading, I haven't been able to get through all of it, is this Captain America. This is a 2019 run, the most recent run, which is a good one. I want to do a kind of like I have those buying guides for Miles Morales, and I have one for New Agents Atlas, and I have one for Silver Surfer Black. I want to do one for this Captain Marvel, the latest. So, spoiler alert, I don't know if you've read this one, but this initial book, the significance of it is that the reporter, Riley Ripley, I can't remember, I think it's Riley Ripley or something like that, she ends up becoming star in Captain Marvel number 8, I believe. And 8 is a hot potential key, and that one's well known. I can put that up on the screen here. I've discussed it before. There's a lot of keys actually in this run, which is once again why I want to do a buying guide for it. But I hadn't read it. I have, a lot of these keys, but I hadn't read it. So I started reading it, and I got through, I think, number 3. And what happens is that, they start out, and she has some love interest with anyways. But there's this bad guy, and he creates this bubble, and she gets pushed into this bubble by the bad guy. And inside the bubble, there are no men. It's all women. And so She-Hulk gets in there, and there's a couple other female superheroes, and they battle it out with this guy. I haven't seen the ending of it yet. But what's interesting is you wonder if something like that could be done in the MCU, because there is the rumor of this quote-unquote A-Force. And we saw that in Endgame, where they saw all the female characters line up. I don't know if they would actually do that as an entire movie, as a Disney Plus show. We don't know, right? Maybe this is a part of a movie that this happens. But this concept and this battle where they have this area that's all women could be kind of the story that they have for that movie or series. So I thought it was very interesting. So number 2 is actually, I think, the one that you want to look for, because that's when she gets pushed into the bubble at the end of number 1, and then number 2 she wakes up in the bubble and she's fighting with the resistance inside this, of all the women inside this bubble, whatever. So I think number 2 would actually be the key for that. I'll put it up on screen here so you can see it. But I thought that was interesting. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.